at the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences here at Makerere University. My name is Benon Mukwaya. I'm a journalist working with UBC and Multimedia Uganda. Now, subscribe, follow, like, and comment so that we enjoy this wonderful debate that is going to involve two personalities. That is Sheena and Lemi Abel. These are contestants for chairperson post, Caes. Now, before I go any further, I want to first engage Titus Emuda, the chairperson, the Electoral Commission chairperson, Caes. Before we go any further, I invite you, sir, to first brief my viewers and give us more about Caes before we go to any other point in the day. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Moya, for the platform, and a big thank you to the media team as well. Once again, my name is Titus Emuda, the current 92nd Electoral Commission representative of Caes. As I promised, we shall truly have a trusted electoral process, and in doing so, I've made sure that you as the electorate and to the candidates, we shall have different platforms whereby the candidates will share ideological talks with us, ideological dialogues, and air out their manifesto, such that come Thursday, this coming week, we shall cast our votes in favor of the candidate who is going to champion our mandates, who is going to champion our interests. So for all those who are there and are online viewing and tuning in live, I want to give a round of applause for your democratic spirit and for your democratic zeal of coming out and giving in an ear to hear what our candidates have for us. Basically, this activity is meant to give you the informative decision that you make while voting for the candidate of your interest on Thursday. Otherwise, I beg to submit at that point, and I will always continue to deliver and serve the students' interest and champion your mandate as the 92nd Electoral Commission representative. The trusted electoral process is what I advocate for. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Titus Emuda, Feni, the EC chairperson. Now we want to go into the debate. I want to say a very lovely Good Friday that is just moving on to the next hour. Now, as well, we want to wish you Easter, happy Easter in advance. Now, as you enjoy the public holidays, let's be together as we delve into what Caes needs for the next 1 year, that is from now. I want to start with the people with me. Say hi to my viewers. I'll start with the gentleman breaking the law of ladies first. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It's such a privilege, Mr. Moderator. I would like to take this opportunity to say hi to all of you, dear viewers. Please follow us and log into so that we can watch the ideologies as far as we have to deliver. Thank you so much.
Wow. Then I want to go to Sheena. Yes, Sheena, say hi to our viewers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. So, hello, fellow Caes students. Hope you're well. Hope Good Friday is going well for you. My name is Sheena. I am aspiring for chairperson Caes, and I'm here to share with you my views and to show you my point of view so that you can also see Caes the way I see it, and you see that it needs the Caes advocate for things to be better. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Now, before we go any further, I would like these two people to state their manifestos. What do they have for Caes, and especially the community, the fraternity at large? I'll start again with Abel. What do you have for Caes as far as the leadership 2026 is concerned? Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Right before you is Lemi Abel, third-year student pursuing a bachelor's degree in agriculture and rural innovation. That is an external program. I not only stand on the grounds of a candidate, but also as a student who understands the unique grade required for us to succeed in our great and mighty college. Right from the laboratories of SAS, food science, SFTNB, to the fields of sphinx. I stand on the grounds of an aspirant, chairperson. Please look through it, and I stand on the agenda of academic excellence. I believe that the primary goal as to why most of us are at campus is academics. So in the part of academics, we have had issues to do with missing marks. How do we come about these missing marks? First and foremost, advocating for early marking of our lecturers marking their exams so early, in a way that this will lead to early marking, early uploading of marks to reduce on the factors of missing marks. Then also, if we drive into the fact of the associations, there are many associations. As far as now, for example, my course. Then my course has been had an association before we came in, before we joined in as freshers. This was Barry Bucks. At least we can advocate for that. Come work together with different lecturers and bring about that in a way that we have had of different associations of academics as far as our schools, and because I believe we have 3 schools, that is SFTNB, School of Agricultural Sciences, and SFATE, of which there are many associations as far as our college is concerned, in a way that we can come up with these associations, make them vibrant for the benefit of students. And then also, if we go back to the Constitution, I believe that for as far as I've read the Constitution, the basic role of a chairperson is classroom welfare. I believe by making an increment for the classroom welfare, we can at least give them at least a good token of appreciation. Appreciate them in a way that they will do their work as willing as they can, as per their capacities are concerned. Then if we go back to the drawing board, as chairperson aspirant, it is all about the CGCs, working together with the CGCs to bring the best for the college. We work together with the CGCs. I don't work alone. I work together with the CGCs, whereby the CGC contains 9. It's a committee of 9, whereby we work together to bring the best for our college. We assign work duties to the CGCs, whereby you assign them duties and we deliver as far as our college is concerned. Then we also go to the fact of our orientations. We have had orientations, but at least during the orientations of our students who are entering into campus, into the university, into Caes University, how do we bring about what the college is, what their course is about? This can be brought about by career guidance, in whereby to reduce on the fact that many students don't know what not that they don't know, but they go in for a course that they seem not to have liked before, in a way that at least we can bring about liaise with the different administrators, bring about issues of at least career guidance. We guide them on how best their course is transferred at a school level and also at a college level, in a way that we shall appreciate these works by delivering with my CGC, working together with my CGC, because me, I believe in togetherness is power, whereby I can't do this work alone. This is a college, it's a college thing, whereby I come up with my CGC, work together with them. Then also, we have had issues with now for my course, a lecturer comes in class and is like, if you don't attend 2 of my lectures, you will not sit for the exams. How do we come about such issues? Liaising with lecturers, with the administration, at least we know we are not all the same, whereby some students, like for me, I'm from a humble background. How will you tell me if rain phoned me home and I couldn't manage reaching the lecture room so early, and you tell me as long as you've entered, I shall not enter? That means I'm going to miss out on the exam, as you stated in the first place, that if I miss out one of the lectures, I'm gone. So by so doing, at least we can liaise with these lecturers. They put favorable conditions for our students. I believe we are all intellectuals. At least we can reason on basic things. So if we go back also, I've tried to interact with many doctors, many professors, whereby there are opportunities, like for example the exchange programs. At least if we come up with these, we shall open opportunities for our students in a way that these programs come to us in favor of our opportunities. We not only look at what we are doing now, but also what comes after campus. Then if we can work together with different organizations, maybe the NGOs, this also opens our opportunities to the internships. Then also, if we can also come up with that, at least these opportunities give us chance to interact with many people, the alumni, knowing how best we can go about different issues. Then also, I've been planning to come up with a Caes Day, whereby different schools shall come up with different programs, with different activities, to at least see how best. For example, the School of Food Technology, Nutrition and SFTNB, they have products produced by students. Imagine if we came up with different organizations, partner with them, see how best our products can go beyond what school level is, beyond what campus is. At least they can go out there, partner with different organizations. I've had students have taken a chance to be among the students who have made the yogurts. At least I've tested their yogurt. Their yogurt is good for the market. This gives us a ready market for students to put their products on market, and very many students have ideas as far as their products are concerned, in a way that you bring a product but it ends up being sold to only students around. But how do we bring about that? For example, I've tried my best to reach out to the Minister of Agriculture, and I don't know how best they can come on board. I would like us to bring them on board and see how best this Caes shall be advocated for. We want to bring it on board. I really mean it. I mean my word. I mean what I say, in a way that I will do my best. I promise hard work. Just put me into power. Then also the co-curricular activities, not leaving our mental health apart, not ignoring our mental health. Co-curricular activities, I believe we come for academics, but also the co-curricular activities. For example, the galas. Different students have different talents. How do we bring them on board? Sitting down with my CDCs, with the different, I work together with different leaders as far as our college is concerned. I don't work alone. I would like to work with the class reps. I will work together with the CGCs, the JRSs from distinguished schools, to bring the best for our college in a way of organizing fair galas, bringing in professionals to at least champion fairness in such galas. We have had incidents whereby students have there's a commotion whereby the gala has not ended, but they just due to unfairness during the galas, whereby you find a referee is amongst the students, is one of the students. How do we bring that on board? Fairness, whereby at least we bring professionals. Okay, thank you so much. Then also inclusivity. It's also part of inclusivity, whereby we shall at least come up with different activities. Also, like debates. I believe people have students around Caes have different talents. Someone can be good in debating, someone can be good in table tennis, someone can be good in football, netball, basketball. How do we do this? Motivate them to do this. Put up activities, intellectual activities to bring them on board. Students have we want students to come on board in different activities, and also working together with the Cavanyoro SCR. Working together with Cavanyoro SCR, like Senior Common Room, whereby we bring the best for our college. Activities and different ideas between us. At least we can work together with them, bring the best for our college. I remain Lemi Abel. I build for the future for God and my college. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so very much, Lemi Abel Christian. Now, I didn't want to interfere with this manifesto, and I decided to pose a few questions to note down a few inquiries that I would wish you to respond to before we cross to Sheena. Now, one is, you talked about increment of the class representatives. How are you going to do this? Because it may require you to have a little bit of finance that we don't think it is easy to source from the university administration, or rather the college. So how are you going to make sure that we increase, or you're building castles in the air? So what is your explanation on that? Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. On the fact of increment, it's not a gigantic increment. It's not supposed to be a very much increment, but at least in line with what classrooms capacity are. We can advocate for this in a way that you liaise with at least, remember, a chairperson has a budget, works under a budget, and this budget is being submitted into files to the different administrators for their approval, in a way that this budget is also approved by the JRCs. By increasing the the finance or the token of appreciation, at least we can advocate for, we can push for it as far as we can in our capacity. I'm not building castles in the air, but at least I believe, I promise hard work, and we shall do this together with our class representatives, because it's a two-way thing. We do it, either we do it or we do it, in a way that at least by doing that, the class reps, the token of appreciation increment shall come by best showing how, and let me say, for example, the accountability of the money in the budget.
Okay, again, you talked about unity, bringing the college with its sections together. There are many programs that are offered here that you gave us. I want to understand how you're going to ensure that unity is put into practice. In many cases, what breaks leadership is the disunity that comes in the due course of service. Now, how are you going to ensure that you unite the people of different ideologies in this Caes?
What aspect?
You talked about uniting them. I didn't understand in which aspect. That's why I'm bringing the question back to you. How are you going to unite them during the course of service?
Okay. I for one believe that our college consists of 3 schools, and what at least ever since I joined in my own, what I believe that has brought us together is one, these are the different co-curricular activities, and different activities as far as our school is concerned. You might find that we are united in academics, or we are united in different aspects like football. You find that I might be a footballer, I unite with someone who is a footballer in a different school, and then bringing activities. We want to make sure that at least we evaluate, we analyze, and see what activities are most so liked and are also among the talents of different students among our schools. Then bring this on board, uniting them in different co-curricular activities. That's the best way we can come up with this. Finding the similar goals, the similar objectives among the students, working together with the CGCs, because I believe that CGCs are going to come from different schools, and by so doing, we can analyze and see how best we can bring the activities that are in favor of students, not in favor of only leaders, but working together with students. That brings us to the form of unity and inclusivity.
Okay, now, finally, I want you to explain to the people. You talked about normalizing lectures, that how could one just come late and be delayed to enter the lecture room, and yet this person may be coming from a humble background, that is to say he doesn't drive or she, and comes from far Chivuli, you know, the Kampala suburbs and so on. Now, how are you going to interchange the standards of the different lecturers? Because we believe each person has got a principle that maybe has to be followed by a group of people that he or she leads. Yes.
Thank you so much. You know, before coming up with principles, we understand our lecturers are understanding, and most of them are parents indeed, whereby at least we can know the way how about, and in so doing, like for example, a student came late, and then a lecturer is like, you shouldn't enter. And then why does it come to a point that you don't want to allow students in for a given lecture? This, at least in my capacity of a chairperson, at least trying to find out why and how this comes about. At least we can try to, you know, liaise with the given lecturer in such aspects, in a way that we address the issue. At least we have an open ear for the students. We see how best, because we sit on the council of the board council of academics. At least we get to know how best we can go about this, and so in the fact of addressing these issues, at least the lecturers should give us an open ear on what and how their principles come up. Because if you don't give us your principles, I can't know that maybe I should come on 20 minutes before the lecture, or you want me to be there in exactly when you're in, exactly the exact time on the timetable is the exact time you're coming in. How do you at least let us know? At least lecturers should communicate. You know, communication is effective when one is listening and one is communicating. At least communicate to us as far as your principles are concerned. We get to know and try to follow up. You know, we are not all perfect, but at least we can get to know each other's side. Just giving us an open ear is enough for us. You know, as students, it is well understanding that if you give me an open ear, at least you will be empathetic enough for you to hear me, to hear what I have on the table, not just coming into judgments. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm going to only give 3 minutes reading the comments from his presentation before we go to Sheena, and then from there we shall again get 3 minutes to read comments about her presentation and what the viewers think about this wonderful presentation. I'm starting. You can now recommend for those that would love to be part of this wonderful discussion. The rider is saying Banange, Bana Sheena Ayogera D. So Sheena is filling the box. And Mohanguzi Justice is saying Jagala, I think Kuvawano, Nai Sheena Tayogera. So that is Mohanguzi, Sheena Anatero Kogera. So you just wait, we are waiting for Sheena. Okay, hope those are your comments. I'm not seeing any other more. Somebody's called D, happy to be here. Thank you so much for joining. How is Lemi going to promote hands-on? We want farm visits. That is Kawoya Joseph. Kawoya Joseph, how is Lemi going to promote hands-on skills? They want farm visits. Bagala bachalireko ku farm, ensikosiko, and so on and so forth. So that is Kawoya. Okay, so we are going to Sheena. You note that you'll be giving feedback at later. Okay, Diana is saying Lemi, Jew. Lemi for chairman, that is for Shan, Davido. This is nice to hear our views. Okay, you can share the link as far as you can so that we have many ideas to make us open as we come to elect our representatives. Remember, leadership is action, not position, as earlier stated. We are still continuing. My name is Benon Mukwaya. Yes, Sheena, what do you have for the Caes students?
So, thank you so much, Mr. Benon, for this opportunity. Good evening once again, my fellow Caes students. I have listened to my fellow aspirants' manifesto, and surely I have a lot of questions as a student, because if he goes through, I'll also be among those that have to get his services. So it has left me with a lot of questions. Questions like, has anyone ever missed exams because they didn't attend classes? Personally, I have not attended classes, but I've never missed a paper because of that. Does he know the necessities of getting exchange programs? Has he thought about the time it would take to liaise with a university abroad and a university here for exchange programs? And the principles of lecturers, will he sit with all the lecturers of Caes, all the 3 schools, tell him about that? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask, but those are the questions I have in my head. So diving into what I have for my fellow students. First of all, before you come for a leadership position, you must recognize a problem, then come up with a solution. Now, I am a student of SAS, and I have recognized a lot of problems around my school, and I realize that we have enough to solve most of the problems. I don't want us to think this term is going to take a whole 3 years or something. It's only 9 months. That's the only time you're in office. So before we look at the manifestos that are really unachievable, we are going to look at things that are achievable using what we have to get something that we need. For example, number 1, I'm going to talk about innovations. I am an innovator personally, and I am at a college that has, thank God we are right in front of Caes. If you have passed through this door, you have noticed a poster at the top saying innovation, intention. That's Caes. Now, we have innovators. I have been to an innovation exhibition whereby there were 40 Caes students, and they're all from SAS. And we have seen exhibitions at SFTNB almost every semester, and they are exhibitors. Now, before I lie to you that I'm going to bring innovation exhibitions, I would like to tell you that if we carried the innovation exhibitions at SFTNB and brought them to the headquarters, we are going to attract a lot of people. Because when you talk about Caes, everybody will run to SAS. So we are going to carry, I'm going to advocate so that they carry the exhibitions that are happening at SFTNB and bring them to the headquarters so that we attract a lot of people to see what our fellow students are doing. Then we are going to have the market, we are going to have the exposure, we are going to have fellow students here be motivated to also come up with their own ideas, to think outside the box. I am talking about equality. I am a student of SAS, and I admire a lot what's happening at SFTNB, because that is the school whereby you're going to ask what problems they have, and they are going to tell you they do not have a bus to go to some place. For us, we have no places to go to. So we have the bus right in front of us. I know how to attain the bus, but I have nowhere to go to. But their problems are transportation. They have to go for practicals, but they do not have the bus. Now, a school like Specs, when you notice Specs, it has a very, very active people. The tourism students. Tourism students are some of the most lively students in this college. They have Muta. Muta came up with a trip recently. But these people have to look for their own funds, look for their own places to go, make life better for themselves. Yet we have resources. Did you know that there is money allocated to each college for student activities? But how many of you, this is a question to SAS and SPEC students, how many of you have seen that money work for you? If there is a comment section, please comment if you've ever seen that money work for you, and that money is for every college. Now, when we talk about class representatives, personally, I have been a class representative in my year 1, and surely I did not get a single shilling from the college. The money that I got was collected by my classmates. Now, if I got allowances, if at all I get allowances, thank God I have gotten them. But that's money that comes once throughout a leader's time of service. Only once. Now that money, we all know Ugandan money. It is like air. It will come and it will go. Now I'm telling you, class representatives, if we have an activity here, you will be paid for mobilization. If these CGCs are going to receive allowances, you will be given allowances each time you mobilize for an activity. If these GRCs receive 80,000 for each time they sit and they literally even say nothing in the house, then class representatives should also get these allowances. And how am I going to bring the allowances for you? If you come, there is an activity, mobilize. The number of students, the percentage that you brought, that's the amount you're going to get. We shall convert that. I've seen it happen. In my year one, I got those allowances through mobilization. Now, let me also bring some reality to you. Did you know that if you woke up one morning and you said, we don't want a CGC chairperson, we don't want CGCs, we don't want a GRC, life will continue. Because you vote these people and they go quiet. Life continues. But did you know that if you don't vote a class rep, you're not going to attend classes, you're going to have issues with the timetable, you're going to be disorganized. So a class rep is the most important leader in every college of this university, and they should be given all the attention they need. Now, talking about class representatives and association presidents, first of all, when I go through, first thing I'm going to do, my first meeting, class reps will be there. They are 92 in number. Class reps will be there. Association presidents will be there. I will tell you everything you need to know about the college. Why should we keep this information to only CGCs who literally don't even use it? You will know where to go when you need the bus. You will know where to go when you have missing marks. You will know the process through which marks are uploaded on the portal. That is what is going to happen when I go through that. We recognize these very important leaders in our college. Now, we have a debating union in this college, and it has 2 representatives. Each year we vote to debating union. But what's the importance of the debating union? Did you know that union is there for you? Now, every class holds presentations. Every class must present at one point in time, at least in every course. All of you are students, you must present. But each time there are presentations, are you confident enough? Are you as eloquent as I am? You need to have this debating union work for you. Now, through the debating union, I'll make sure that there is public speaking classes. That's number 1. Number 2, I'll make sure that we have quiz competitions like it's happening at SFTNB. I am giving you live examples of where these things are happening so that you know that these things are achievable. These things are doable. Let's stop building castles in the air, promising people exchange programs, promising people to make lecturers tell them their principles, yet we can use what we already have. So, my other point is clubs. I happen to be a member, an executive member of the Makerere University Agriculture Club. Now, my friend right here said that Barry and Baxi do not have an association, but he is a member of the Makerere University Agriculture Club. Why are we talking about starting a new association when we have associations here that are not active? When we hold an activity, someone has asked, Mr. Kawoya asked about hands-on skills and training. That is another point I want to bring in this college, and I have done it. If you have been with me when I was serving in Agri Club, you have seen we have taken you to Namulonge, we have taken you to Chanja demonstration farm to see modern farming. We have done the hands-on. And how have I done this? I have advocated for it through all the offices. I have asked for the bus, asked for fuel. Then I went to the farms and asked that they reduce on the prices to help the students learn. So I have helped answer Kayoya's question through my practical experience, my real life experience when I brought hands-on skill. Now, instead of talking about starting a new association, associations are important, but we have 11 associations. How many of you are part of associations? You're starting a new association which requires 50,000 to register, 35 number of students. You don't know where to start from. We are going to be in office for 9 months and you're talking about things that require 2 years to start. So we use the associations that are here. Associations should collaborate with each other. Farm will work with Muta. Muabsa work with Agri Club. Geographical scientists should work with environmental scientists. Mufosta work with Muhosa. Those associations, Muabesa, all of them, Muabesa puts coding classes, just that they lack advertisement, which we can help them with. We need to work together. Let us start with the associations that we have, collaborate with each other, and attract more people. Before we think about starting something new, before we think about eating from a new piece of cake, let's finish what we have on our plates. Now, another point I would like to bring to your attention, it is what's happening at SFTNB. I hope we have SFTNB students in this debate started today. SFTNB has people having inter-university competitions. Now, I have personally witnessed the starting of an association for all agriculture scientist students, and I have seen how it works. Now, before we look at those, can't we start slowly? This is extension, the extension department. Talk to other extension departments in other universities. We start a competition like the quiz competition. We have an auditorium at SFTNB. We don't need space. We can even do it at our SAS quadrangle. Bring out inter-program competitions, bring inter-school collaborations so that our students are active. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the gala, do you know when the last college gala happened? That was before I even joined my career. That is when the last college gala happened. Now, we do not have a pitch in the university. The pitch is under renovation. That's number one. Number two, we have the Cabanyoro Gala. The Cabanyoro Gala, if you were there, you know what happened. The Cabanyoro Gala is a gala organized by the SCR of Cabanyoro. It is a gala that brings students of, initially, it was supposed to bring students of SAS together, but it is now funded by the college. And where does this money come from? It comes from the money put aside for student activities. Now, if the college funds one gala, surely it shall never fund another gala. So if we have already lost opportunity for more than one gala to happen, why don't we make the Cabanyoro Gala a college gala? It is coming from college money. It is being funded by the entire college. That's number one. We are all stakeholders of Cabanyoro. That's number two. Cabanyoro does not belong to the SCR of Cabanyoro. They live there, but it does not belong to them. At one point, we all go there for practicals. So instead of making the Cabanyoro Gala have 4 teams from SAS, 1 from SPECS, 1 from SFTNB, the Cabanyoro Gala, in my term, if those funds are going to come from the college, it shall and must include all the courses of the college. It will not be inclined to one, and that goat shall not be eaten by one course each time. If you win it fair and square, it must be given to you. So there is equality. So that we utilize the resources we have. So if we use whatever we have here, we stop looking for new opportunities, yet we have opportunities here that we are not using. Then the issue of missing marks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to assure you that it is not your role to go looking for missing marks. Your role ended when you did that exam. You did the paper, you handed in the paper. Why are you running up and down to look for marks that you have no right to put? You're not in charge of the photo. You're not you don't even know how they put the marks there, but you're stressed about the marks. Now, it is upon the leaders, it is upon the CGC to look for those marks. I'll assure you that the CGC each year has an academic minister. And this academic minister is in charge of such issues. Now, before a student is stressed, before a student misses graduation, before a student misses an opportunity like internship, an opportunity like going somewhere because they don't have marks on their portal scholarships, come and talk to the CGC. And surely we shall not wait for you to talk to us. I'm going to introduce something new. A chairperson is from one school. I cannot lie to you that I'm going to know problems of SPECS and I'm going to know problems of SFTNB more than I know right now. So we shall have something called school rapporteurs. And what are these? These are people that are in charge of knowing whatever is happening at each school. These are people that shall inform us. You must know, and these are going to be class representatives. To be a school rapporteur, you should be a class representative. You are going to be knowing the issues that are happening around your school, and you're going to be recognized as a CGC member, not constitutionally, because constitutionally they should be only 9. But in my term, that's something that's going to happen. So that when I'm not at SPECS, a class rep is going to tell me there is a class that has missing marks. So that when I'm not at SFTNB, a class rep is going to tell me there is a class that has missing marks. So that we are able to serve you well, we are able to do what we are meant to do here. And I can assure you that my leadership has never had excuses. I have never had to give excuses for what went wrong. Each time I assured people, I served. You can do follow-up. I do not have to bring excuses because leadership should not be about excuses. Why should you wait for your term to end and you say, I am sorry, I did not have a budget, I couldn't do this. How about the rest of us? How about me? How about the fact that I was a GRC and I was able to do these things? So I'm telling you today that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring the kind of leadership that impacts. Leadership that is not about words. If I were a politician right now, I would not be wasting my time standing. I could pay you guys to vote me, but I'm trying to bring sense to you people, trying to show you that this college can be more than it is right now. We have innovators, we have students that surely want to benefit from the college. college, but they don't have where to start from. We have people that are more competent, far more competent than these ones that are contesting right now. I am not the most competent person in this college, but that person who is there has lost interest in contesting because you people and the students and the politicians that come have lied to bring for you things that are unachievable. We have made people lose interest. We have made people with potential lose interest. For example, Joab. If you all know Joab has never contested for any leadership position, but I can assure you he's one of the best leaders we have in this college. So this is what I'm trying to show you. Leaders are among you. Leaders might not be I and him. Leaders might not be the GRCs that are contesting, but they are among us. And because of the way we have tainted the name of those that come to contest, we have made people lose morale. So through debating union, we are going to make you people show your potential. That's when we have an inter-college competitions. People, let it not be me and other two people that are representing the college. We call ourselves gallant intellectuals, surely gallant intellectuals, and we have 3 people representing an entire college in an inter-college debate, competing against students, colleges that have about 15 people. We already concede points for not being enough. Yet we call ourselves a university. We surely cannot call ourselves a university when we don't have people that are bold enough to represent us. So through debating union, which is already a body that's happening, we are going to bring for you public speaking classes. I am part of many public speaking classes. I wasn't like this when I joined year 1 as a shy person, but here I am. I'm able to speak in front of a camera and be bold. We are going to make sure that the innovations that are happening on the other side happen here so that you attract more people. If we are going to talk about external partners coming, where are they coming? Are they going to come to an empty college? What are they going to find? Put an activity, attract people. You don't have to go looking for them when you have nothing to bring onto the table. Have something to put onto the table, then attract people. You're going to have something that attracts them to come, and that is what I want to do for you. These are all achievable things. I am not promising you things I cannot do. These are things we can do in 9 months, and it's all about inclusivity, making sure there is equal opportunities among all the 3 schools, and number 2, empowering our fellow students that are very intelligent and creative. Thank you. I remain Amumpayere Sheena, the only leader with the actual accountability of what they have been, of the roles they have served in, and I can assure you I am bringing impact that lasts. Thank you.
Okay, now time has chased me, and I wanted Sheena to at least answer this question, just as it was for Lemi. How are you going to ensure that you make reforms? Because I noted a few things, and that is restreaming the services of the college from the lecture room to the face of the institution. How are you going to do this in only 2 minutes before we go?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, to correct you, it wasn't me that talked about changing the environment in the lecture rooms. That wasn't me. You must have missed that point. How am I going to bring reforms? I didn't talk about reforming how the college is running. I'm talking about us as students standing up for ourselves, using what we have to better ourselves. Now, number 1, I said, we pick from one school that's doing better than the rest of us and spread it. We start from there. Life will not get better at Caes, but it will be better than it is right now. I don't promise that I'll make Caes the best college in the entire university. No, that is not what I'm promising you. And I haven't made any promises anyways, because promises are meant to be broken. I am telling you that I am going to make Caes a little bit better than it is right now. A better place to be, a better place to stay, through talking to the administrators. Did you know that the chairperson is the student representative on the college board? So when I'm there, I can talk about your issues. I can talk about, in case someone missed exams because they dodged classes, I can talk about it, but that has never happened in my knowledge. I can talk about it. So that's how we bring reforms, by suggesting reasonable things when we go to the college board, number 1. 2, negotiating with the administrators, bringing something on board that is reasonable. Thinking straight, eye to eye, looking eye to eye at things and bringing things that are reasonable. That is how I'm going to bring reforms. Thank you.
Okay, now I noted only 2 itching issues in the comment section. One is about the toilets, boys' toilets. Many of the viewers were commenting about them. So I'll put that question to him, and then after you'll tell us about how you're going to handle the biolab, because they are saying here it looks like a museum. So I don't know whether Ugandan museum, America, or so you'll answer that. let's start with the boys' toilet.
Thank you so much. As far as I know, in the boys' toilets, I tried reaching out to the people who are in terms of maintenance in regards to cleaning up the toilets. They were all live. It is, how should I bring it out? It's like, you know, this is a busy place whereby students come in and go out on a given different intervals, and they're like, they try to clean these toilets at least twice in a day, whereby I try to reach out to the toilets where I received comments when we were within, and I was also touched when I received such comments, because I also use the same toilets, in a way that I reached out to them, and they were, at least they try to improve, though they're not doing it to their best, but they really try to improve on the toilet cleaning ups, whereby they try to put you know, those toilet things that at least make the toilet smell nice, and also try to clean up where students usually use, and then also the issue of water. Water has been a problem whereby it comes and goes. So I try to talk to the person who is in charge. At least he has been, you know, is where they claim and switch on the water and switch it off in case it is in excess. So they were like, they're trying to do their best to see that these toilets at least cleaned, for our best, making it a comfortable place for us to be. At least they are doing their best. For that, they are doing their best. I may not promise that we shall renovate or what, but we shall see how best bring those chemicals that can at least make it a very better conducive environment, because it requires money to at least, you know, make it the best for us.
Okay, thank you so very much. Yes, what is your take on the bio laboratory that looks like a museum? However, I'll add you only 1 minute to also talk about the girls' toilet, because Bunny Banks is saying, oh, the girls' toilet is also another horror. Yes.
Yeah, that's true, Miss Bania. Let's talk about the toilets. Last semester, unfortunately, a report came that SARS had the highest cases, that was from the University Hospital, highest cases of infections. And surely it is really, really bad. In the toilets, I use the toilets quite often. Number one, they don't flush. I think only one toilet flushes, and that toilet is also funny. When you're sitting on it, it's funny. They don't flush. Number two, they are usually dirty and flooded. So what we can do about the toilets is, first of all, fix the flushing bit, because that's very important. Imagine toilets don't flush. You have to fetch water from outside the tap. People are even seeing you that you're going to the toilet. It's also not very, very good for the students, not very comfortable. So what I can tell you is, I'll advocate, personally, I'll advocate for that flushing bit to be fixed. Doesn't need a lot of money. We can even do a fundraiser from the girls. We fundraise for you to actually fix it ourselves if the administrators are not willing, because those toilets, it's us that use them. And if they are dirty and we are getting infections, surely it is us. So if they're not willing to fix them, it's us that are dying, it's us that are not going to have where to go. And the staff toilets are also clean. If they don't want us if they don't want to fix our toilets, we can go use staff toilets. If they realize it's bad, they will fix the toilets for us.
Then the lab?
To the biolab, I've also used the biolab many times. It surely looks like a museum. First of all, we are going to talk to the custodian to make sure that those bones are removed. That is a very easy thing to do. Remove the bones, clean the space, even ask the leaders. That's why I call it servant leadership. We can do it. So if I go through, if a CGC is on this meeting right now, get ready to pick up the bones in the biology lab and to do the cleaning. That is what I can do first of all. Before I run to the administrators, I can take action in that way, bring the students ourselves to remove the bones. Then I think the bones are the major problem. That's why it looks like a museum. There are a lot of bones up there. You can't even sit there and all that. So first we do that, and then we do the cleaning of the lab. I can't promise you renovations. That is a very long process that can happen 2 years after I have left. But the cleaning, it is very possible, and that is what I promise. I'll make sure to do when I go through. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we are coming to a time where everyone is going to fire a question. However, after within your answer, make sure you include only two things in your answer. One, how are you going to work upon the issue of limited lecture rooms? That is one. And secondly, how are you going to ensure that the college has enough projectors? So that will be additional to your responses. I'm starting with Lemi. Please come on board and ask.
Am I answering this question? The one you
Yeah, it's first ask. Okay. Ask her a question. As she answers your question, she answers the two, and vice versa.
Thank you so much. If we go back, if we give a flashback on what has been said by my opponent, I would like to clear the air by saying that the Agri Club, yes, I believe I'm a member of the Agri Club, but also Barry Banks at one point owned the club, and we have tried to bring this on board, whereby at least we can receive information as far as the different courses are concerned. You find it to the point that some students miss out on information as far as their courses are concerned, and this can be brought at least by at least trying to form up these clubs, whereby you liaise with a particular one of the head of departments and see how best we can come up with that. And also the fact of there's a lot to clear. The fact of missing marks. I didn't say that that once a student misses marks, this has come back to our course, the course I'm doing, because I'm a living testimony in a fact that a lecturer might come in and is like, if you don't sit for my exams, it might be like a fear factor whereby we want all of you to come and attend. I didn't say that it is a factor where lecturers have not given us room to attend the exams, because I don't want to pinpoint out, but at least we can liaise with the lecturers and see how best, instead of pushing us out of, because I believe this incident has been here in the previous year, whereby a student was, maybe a lecturer was trying to, push himself with a student, and I don't want to pinpoint, that's a problem. Then also my question is, on the fact of you once held a position as Honorable Sheena, you once held a position as a GRC, the governor. Yeah, and I don't have much to ask yet. I would like to at least give us a flashback on your leadership time, and at least tell us what achievements might have been.
Okay, she'll use 2 minutes for the response.
Should I also answer the question? That was thank you, my fellow aspirant. I don't call you an opponent because we are out here to serve people, not fighting for a position. So he's not my opponent, he's a fellow aspirant, and whoever goes through, I hope he serves. So I'm going to first of all begin with the 2 questions that the moderator asked. That was limited lecture rooms. What I can do personally about limited lecture rooms. If I tell you I'm going to construct new lecture rooms, I am lying. I would like to assure I am a politician lying if I say that. What I can do about lecture rooms is try to align the timetable. There are days when some lecture rooms are empty and you find people are using them to read. There are days when, like Friday afternoon, most lecture rooms are actually empty. I think the upper lecture theatre is always empty. So what we can do is try to align the timetable to make sure that those days when people are missing out on lecture rooms, carry that course unit and put it to that time when the lecture room is empty. Number 2, what we can do as well, lecturers, if lecturers know there are no lecture rooms, why are you putting a lecture in time that's not yours? That is not that we can work on it. Talk to the dean to make sure that no lecturer is allowed to go beyond their timetable. If you want to put an extra lecture, put it online, because you're disorganizing the college by putting a test or a lecture in time that's not yours. If they all follow the timetable, those cases will be few. Number 3, there are course units that are done by other courses. We can try to combine, and if we combine, we can use bigger rooms. That is something we can do. Then for the projectors, number 2 is about the projectors. For the projectors, my school has screens right now. SAS, we use screens. So where are the projectors that were being used then? Those projectors can be carried to the schools that do not have screens. That's number 1. Number 2, if they were able to buy screens, they can buy more projectors, because I am sure a screen is more expensive than a projector. If they were able to buy screens, let them go buy extra projectors for the schools that do not have screens. And we can also put screens in other schools, but that is not something I can promise I can do, because I don't know how the screens came. I don't know who advocated for it, so I can't lie to you. I'm going to advocate for those screens to come. Now, going back to my my fellow aspirants' question of what I did as GRC Kawanyoro. I believe the man has fired stray bullets at himself, because I will also turn back the question to him. He will tell us what he did as GRC of School of Agriculture Sciences, as GRC of Kawanyoro, 90th GRC of Kawanyoro. I promised people that I will improve the Wi-Fi, because personally I was using a lot of data. Wi-Fi was reaching only the master's students, and I did that. If you're living there, you know that I put Wi-Fi in Kawanyoro. And every other leader that's promising you Wi-Fi, ask them if they know how Wi-Fi comes, because the pain I went through, I don't think any of them even knows where to go. But I brought Wi-Fi in Kawanyoro. Number 2, there are a lot of issues with sockets and all that. If you know, Kawanyoro is a hostel, so mine was all about improving the living conditions. We changed sockets. Toilets were dirty and all that. We got cleaning equipment, and we took it upon ourselves to clean once in a while to make sure that there is cleanliness in the toilet. Number 3, the Kawanyoro Gala. When you're in Kawanyoro as an SCR, you're supposed to organize that gala. So we had issues with funds. We had to keep fundraising from lecturers, and that's not enough. That gala is very expensive. I believe I was the very first person to advocate that the college should fund the gala. Since there is no college gala, the college should fund that gala, the Kawanyoro Gala. And that is what I did, and even the current leadership has benefited from that. The college has gone on to support the gala. The other thing I did, if you're under Agri Club, you know that is for the current year ones. Last semester, you know that I held the very first quiz competition, which is also part of my manifesto. So if I did it, definitely I'm not lying to you. When I become chairperson, I'll do it again. I held the first quiz that's edition 1, that was won by the Barry students and the Agri Club. Then the other thing I did, I spearheaded with my fellow executive members of Agri Club. I spearheaded the practical engagement learning, that is taking students Chanja demonstration farm. That was the other semester. So if it's in my manifesto right now, that means I know how to do it, and I'm going to do it for the rest of the students that didn't get from that service. Then the other thing I would like to ask my opponent. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask two questions.
No.
Okay,
one. We have one because of time.
One, since I am aware that the gentleman might have very few to say about the accountability in his office, I would like him to first account for when he was GRC of School of Agriculture Sciences. He had no budget. He's going to tell you that, yes, I also had no budget and I did what I did. So let him also tell us, without a budget, what was he able to do, so that we know the person we are sending to the office is not going to bring excuses again for us. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, please. We are on you now.
Thank you so much. Once opportunity granted, I would like to account for my term in office as a GRC. First and foremost, according to the Guild Constitution, it states that a GRC is a Guild Representative Council. We all believe by Guild is the term Guild is another term to mean students. Representative, we can at least all know that it's to represent. Then the council is whereby two or more people sit down to agree on the specific goals and objectives. Then factor number 1 when we come back to our sanity, our sanitation around our school, more particularly as I was serving as a GRC, particularly we all know that our health stands on sanitation. In a fact that the best way to at least align sanitation with other laws, the lavatories, whereby in a fact of if our toilets were dirty and if they are truly dirty, it will affect our living, our way of living, and also our health. At least we try to bring about the best for our sanity in terms of cleanup, whereby we manage to clean it on our own. As students, we at least volunteered on cleaning. And then also, you know, it's more based on feedback, whereby feedback is key. We try to at least the issues that were being addressed by students, we managed to bring feedback as far as the issues were concerned. In a way that maybe you had missing marks, we had to bring feedback to you students that maybe this and this was the root cause of this and that, in a way of feedback, and the letters being written to the dean, and also they give us feedback on that. Then also when we come back, this is the fact that a leader should be organized. I managed to write down my manifesto in the JRA series, and I tried to tick the ones that I went that went well and that didn't go well. In a way that also the letters that were written, we had the issues. You know, we are dealing with a rigid system. I believe we all know that this system is rigid. You might write a letter to the dean, you might write a letter to the administration, but they take their own time to bring what you have advocated for. At the time that is being taken, I might advocate for something right now, maybe a projector. They will take their time. It might come months later after even my term, but I might have advocated it in the 91st. Then also we can at least, for example, we can go back to the drawing board, whereby the printery, for example, the printery, you try to, you know, we have services, service delivery, in a way that you say you give a complaint to the administration, and you're like, you know, I as a student, maybe it has come rain, I've come into the rain to sit for an exam, but for example, my examination permit has gotten wet while traveling to campus or to school to do an exam, but it's being beaten up by rain. I might not be capable of going back again to maybe Chikoni or the nearest printery, but at least for the services that are brought nearer to us, for example, the printery, we have seen it's after the term being dissolved, that at least they have brought that, and that is in place between the biology lab and the other lab. And also, for the sake of, I believe that this community is filled with ladies out there, whereby not only living out the ladies, we manage to be, I for one don't work alone. I work together with you. As I told you, see, GRC is a Guild Representative Council. I sit down with my co-GRC, see how best we can bring services to our school. Then also the ladies were being left out. At least we try to put up a ladies forum together with my co-GRC, a ladies forum, whereby they came up with you know, where ladies forum where ladies are at least address their issues as far as, you know, the well-being of us at our school is concerned. And then also, when we go back to the drawing board, you know, at least I've tried to bridge that gap between, you know, the students and different lecturers by the help of our class representatives. You know, class representatives are key. I believe that our class representative, mine is, when I come to a class representative, it's my class representative, my CGPA, whereby a class representative, it is you that, whereby that gap that is being bridged between a student and a lecturer is in a way that maybe you had an issue with a lecturer, whereby I have an issue to do with my marks are missing, or even I have a retake. How do I go about that? You liaise with the lecturer and the respective class rep, whereby our gaps are being bridged. We not only look at the lecturers as foreigners, they just come to class and leave. No, but these people, at least they can, you know, we can. At least some lecturers also have projects that are running around. How do we liaise with them? Bringing class representatives on board, motivating students to bring these activities. At least programs are differently transpiring in our school, but just due to the fact that a lecturer comes and goes and this gap is not bridged, we tend to miss out on various issues and programs. Then also on answering the issue of lecture rooms, the limited lecture rooms, I believe students of the Bachelor's of Agribusiness Management, most of them, they attend their lectures in the evening hours, whereby at least you've seen that these academic timetables have been put in line with how lecture rooms are in position, like in structures, whereby we can't build more lecture rooms, but at least we have rooms that are empty, that are being out of use just because students, we ourselves are the ones misusing some rooms. For example, the tea room. These rooms can be used by master students, sometimes even discussions, whereby also the computer lab, we have all noticed that the computer lab is locked. Why? Misuse of this. At least we can liaise with our fellow students and see how best. You know, you want to use a lecture room, a given room for maybe a discussion, but at least they give you the key, you go open, you look, and you know, such stuff. So it is in our possession, but we shall come up with rules and regulations as far as these rooms are concerned. Then also projectors, the issue of projectors. We have had issues to do with projectors. Projectors, it's well known that we are working under a budget whereby we bring the best service delivery to our students, where we work together, then see how best this shall come in position. Bring it on board, you know. Stick to those administrators to bring what is, you know, we have paid for these things. Ourselves, we have paid in terms of functional fees. We shall make the best use of such funds. And then we see how best we bring the better services for our college. I remain Lemi Abel, next chairperson, Caes University. Please vote for the right candidates. I build for the future, for God and my college. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Just a glimpse through the comments. Frank, you said, aren't you supposed to report with your own computer? And Martha, from those farm guys, what's your duty? Henry Code 1 says, I think things are becoming real. And then charity outreach in Islam says K4G. Then Ladem Lini says Lem Christian Abel, KIU. I don't know what you're meaning. So charity outreach repeats K4G. Laden Lini, Lem Christian Abel Jew. K4G is the only solution. Frank Chuara says, Maso says, don't be put out of your mind, sir. There is a reason why we have a computer lab. Chimoli Collection says, Lemi Jew. Martha says, I have never, no. Frank Chuara Q43 says, Martha, I have never left it. It's effective and bringing more. Lemi Jew, Abel Jew, Lemi Jew. So straight to the point, Lemi, what did you do? So Jose Kerry says Christian Tick. I stand on it. Ever ask the dean about computers? Consistency is the key. Lab is there for you to use your computer. The same system you dealt with is the same she dealt with. You're being very convincing. Yes, and that goes straight to the chairman to ask him, not me. Okay, Chair Gumite, that is Opirisam 1. Oloya Andrew Tunu for 93 GRC stars. So he will tell you to carry your PC to the lab. Oloya, Sheena Jew. Then how about the camera? They also told us they bought. Lemi B, that is Bojin Maker. The forum didn't work. Maso, that's not the real concern. We are waiting for our victory. It's done deal. Bro, with time you will get to know the real fact why the computer lab is locked. Is it true that Baxi came with 6B points at Makerere? KMF Jew. So Martha Jew, reading room at SAS, question marks. Chirawo Martha for female GRC. Problem is not few lecturers, but lecturers fixing lectures. I got 16 points and I'm offering Baxi, so it's not true that Baxi enter with points. I'm not getting you. So you guys don't trust your brains. Then they come to say, you know Kabanyoro alone, that is Martha. Kabanyoro has plenty of all those. Aganet says the energy. Gene Maker says, let me be. What about the issue of Wi-Fi around the compound? Then this one says, so let me say, has mentioned a lot of service delivery we've not witnessed. We need practical solutions. Then Shugi Mastula says, are we allowed to vote today because this debate has shown us the real leader? Then again it says the issue of career guidance Wagwan. For service delivery, Sheena is the answer. Lemi Christian Abel for chairman. Bambi, let me talk about Wi-Fi at Caes and in the lecture rooms. Many leaders talk about unity, but a few deliver it. What concrete policies or initiatives will you introduce to reduce disparities among Caes students? Afla Marion Mutoto for CGC. Caes, hope we all have the answer. Check, I remember missing the Harvest Money Expo due to lectures. How are you going to advocate for it? Sheena doesn't even need to convince us a lot. She has a lot of accountability. Sheena Jew, Lemi for better Caes. Sheena mentioned University Hospital. Lemi doesn't have such accountability. So, Mom's firstborn says Lemi Jew. Ismail says, what strategy do you have that other leaders didn't use? In Sheena and Lemi, you talk about Wi-Fi in lecture rooms and Caes. The potential chairman is at your right, for sure. Okay, so those are your comments, responses. Okay. Many leaders talk about unity, but if you deliver it, I think I've talked about that. What concrete policies or initiatives will you introduce to reduce disparities? How are other schools going to be brought on board? So somebody is thinking about other schools. How are they going to be brought on board? Sheena Jew, I want to hear attend or speak. Sheena add Israel Agro Studies Program to all schools within Caes in your manifesto. Sheena and Lee, add Israel. Premium Gorilla Safaris Africa says K4G for good, but Caes should try a lady this time. Same way, Joel Mutebi, why are you giving your question enough attention? So I think that is it. Thank you so much for following this platform. Like, follow, and comment. Go to the comment section and make your comments there so that you can have a worldwide engagement. I remain Benon Mokwaya. This is Moki Media. I'm a journalist currently attached to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. I'm a host, debate, poetry, public speech in schools, that is all levels. And currently, we've added on scholar expressions on U24 television, Sundays 3 p.m. Anything that deals with UBC, News Tonight, anything Regarding UBC News tonight, I'm always there, especially for the weekend edition. Apart from this week that I'm enjoying my Easter, but on U24 I'll be on. Now I want to say bye-bye for now. Thank you so much for the vibe that you've given us. Go to YouTube, type Moki Media, Chairperson Caes Debate 2026. You'll be able to access whatever that has happened here on live. Any other thing for business, please tap into our bio. Both Mr. Echoes of Benon Mukwaya as well Moki Media. Going to the bio, you'll find a lot, including the links, the numbers, and so on and so forth. I wish you a nice day. Please be responsible as you enjoy the Easter season, because he has risen. Short of that, give us your last remarks and we close out.
Thank you so much. Just want to appreciate all our dear viewers from distinguished places of the university and college. I just want to wish you a happy Easter holiday, and as we draw nearer to the voting day, please vote for Lemi Christian, the 92nd Chairperson, Caes, for better service delivery and student-based leadership. Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to the EC for organizing this. Thank you, our moderator. Thank you, Moki Media, for the platform. Thank you, a special thank you to every friend of mine that has tuned in, to the cameraman, thank you. To also my fellow aspirants, thank you for giving me the opportunity to show Caes students what I'm capable of, an opportunity to show Caes students that I am the most capable candidate right now. Because if I were unopposed, you would never see me saying this. So thank you so much for opposing me and letting me show my views. I would like to tell the Caes students that please vote a leader that will stay throughout the 9 months, because I will not go to Israel since I'm female, first of all, so I'll stay through the 9 months to serve you fully. Please vote a leader with actual accountability for all the leadership positions we've ever given her. Please vote a leader with actual impact and actual solutions to our problems, a leader that actually listens, bold and loud. Please vote the Caes advocate. Thank you. Have a blessed Easter. Please go home. Please enjoy with your families, and we shall be waiting for you on 9th to vote, and yeah, I'll be waiting to serve you. Thank you so much.
Okay, who am I to go past this? I just want to say Easter Mubarak.